Hey, welcome to SK Lifestyle. Thank you for checking out my channel, checking out this review. And if you take just 1 second and hit that button down below, hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot to me. So with that said, let's jump right into this review. And like always, in my wife's ever pursuit to find something else to buy, no sir, but a little bit maybe true, definitely looking for a cooler for the summertime. Now we have one that we use on the boats a lot, but it wasn't fully waterproof. Now it did kind of float just from the stuff on the inside, but it had a regular zipper top. Water could get inside, so it can wet what you have in there and can also possibly sink if enough water got in. Hence, we looked for a waterproof floating cooler. Test. And here we are with the RTIC, or as my wife likes to say, RTIC. Now, we did put this through its paces. We went up to Lake George last weekend, so I did get some use out of this thing and get to see what it's really capable of. So I'm going to just kind of quickly go over some of its features, what I like and dislike about it, and what it was able to do for us. So with that said, I'm going to start right here with what you can see, the strap. Now the strap, I for one definitely like the logos. You can see the RTIC right here on the top. It's definitely a good thing. You spend this kind of money, and if you're wondering, these are about 80 bucks. This is the 20 can cooler, and so you kind of want to be able to show off what you got, you know what I mean? So it's definitely nice to have these kind of logos there. As far as the padding itself, one thing that I'm not too impressed with is the fact that there's only one stitch around it, and certain places they did use 2-stitch, but a lot of other places they only used 1. So I'm just gonna, I just gotta put it out there. For this kind of money, I would expect at least a 2-stitch all the way around. But it feels really good quality. And what I'll say is there's a decent amount of padding in here. There could be a little bit more, but from using it on my shoulder, I like the fact of how wide it is. So it definitely gets a good firm grip on your shoulder, and it was very comfortable. The other thing is what they use underneath here is kind of like grippy, so it won't slide around a lot and stuff. So I like that. Of course, you got your adjustment here. Can fit any short to tall person, no problem. And one other thing that I like is these quick clips that they got here, and they're pretty big too, so they're easy to use with big hands. You're not going to get all fumbling around with it. But one of the other few things that are really nice about this is you can see these hooks right here. So they latch on obviously to the clips, so that's great. And you also got these huge handles. I mean, these only have a single stitch, but if you want to take a look, they are double and almost even triple stitched on the boxes that are holding them in. So like I said, they are being smart and stitching it harder where they need to. But my overall point is, for us, we have a jet ski. So one thing that we were concerned with is having a cooler that could fit in the jet ski or fit on the footwell of the jet ski, because we do carry stuff in the footwells when we're just traveling from shore to like wherever our destination is, just cruising. So you have options of being able to ratchet strap or bungee cord this in different locations. So that's a really great thing, something that's going to come in handy. Maybe not for all of you, but you never know in the future, and some of you may be in my position. You're out boating and that sort of thing, and this could really come in handy. So I definitely like that. Now on to the next handle. This one again, single stitch, but it is very thick and very just comfortable. There's a lot of give in it. So when you have this thing loaded up with 20 cans plus ice and all that kind of stuff, and you go to just lift it, it feels fine. It feels really good and it's comfortable. And that's the big difference with something like this versus just a cheap little cooler that's just going to give you a regular strap, and by the time you get to the beach or wherever you're going, the strap has just, tore up your hand. This is going to feel really great. One downfall is that it's so thick, it may be a little hard for people with very small hands to feel like they got a good hold on it. But I will say, it's definitely very soft, and I feel like some of that's going to negate, the ability to not have maybe your whole hand wrapped around it very solid, because what you do have gripped on with your hand, if you're very tiny hands, at least it's going to be very comfortable while you're carrying it. Leave comments down below if you have one or if you tried it out. Somebody with very small hands, mine are kind of large, so you know what I mean, but that'd be just my guess on that. So go ahead and open this up, and of course you do got two handles, and again right here, single stitching. So nice top, like I says RTIC. Now as we go to open this thing, you'll see here, this is the zipper to open it, and this is very tight. Why? Because it's supposed to be waterproof. So it takes a little bit of effort to open this thing. Now, I mean, you don't got to be a strong man, but you do got to, what I kind of tend to do is have like a hand on the top just to keep it in place, and then just grab it and it opens, you know what I mean? But it's a little tighter than a normal zipper, and of course, again, that's because it is trying to be waterproof, so it needs to lock in there tight. One thing I do like is this grip is, it's rubberized and it's thick, and it really fits two fingers really well. So as long as you put both fingers around it, I mean, I can even do it backwards and it'll open. And yes, you do have a little cooler spot in here. That's where you could put like your cell phone, or maybe some light snack. So with that, they've actually included this lubricant, and they suggest that you use this lubricant on the zippers whenever you're going to be storing it for long periods of time, and just kind of frequently. So I'd say we're going to be using it for the rest of the season. We'll probably lubricate it maybe like once a month, and then when we go to store it for the winter, lubricate it again. And they suggest only to use this. There may be something else, I don't know yet. So for now, we'll definitely just order a little bit, and I would assume this goes a long way. I mean, there's not a lot in here, but you don't really need a lot, so it should last like a year or two, and I can't imagine it costs too much. So with that said, we zipped it open, and this is what it looks like. So this part does kind of sink into the recess here, and I'll lift it up, but not too much. So I feel like in some ways, I feel like it'd be better for its cooling capability if this piece stuck into the inside a little more. But from using this, it kept ice cold for at least half a day. Now, everyone always talks about, well, my Yeti keeps it cold for a whole day or 2 days in their cup or whatever. But remember, this is a cooler. We're in and out of it all day in the sun, grabbing drinks, getting snacks, that sort of thing. So real world, it kept everything cold for half a day. Now, I will do another test, and I'll run it on a very hot 90-degree sunny day. I'll dump ice in it, and we'll do the actual test, and I'll do temperature and everything, so stay tuned. But if you just want real world, how is it going to work? This is a great cooler to keep stuff cold for your day out on the lake, or whatever you're doing, at the beach, whatever. So go in here. Now I have 22 cans in here. This is a 20 can cooler, and it's a little hard to tell because it'll shift as I move it, but there is certainly enough room for another 2 cans. And here we have 12 cans, plus 2 of the RTIC containers. Not bad. I will say, like, we filled up gallon bag size things of ice to fit in here. So I had basically a gallon bag of ice and then all of our drinks and our food, and it seemed to work out pretty well. Now, it's not a huge opening in there, but we made it work. And like I said, the cooling capability is really good. So if you have to pull 2 things out just to grab what you want down there and drop them back in and so forth, just do it. What I suggest is to keep your ice down at the bottom. That's where it's going to stay the coldest. Sometimes we have like really flat ice packs that are like this, so you can slide those in on the sides, keep things cool that way, and they barely take up room. The kind of room that's, you can't really use for anything else in here anyway. You couldn't, but you could fit one of those. But our bag of ice or whatever it is, we keep at the bottom, and obviously that way, the sun and everything is hitting it the least, and it's staying cold from everything else around it. So I find it pretty interesting. I mean, the walls are very thick, and yeah, of course you would be able to keep more in here if they didn't do that, but the cooling capability would be reduced a little bit. More so, its ability to float wouldn't be as great. Now, mind you, we got 22 cans, plus we might have some ice and stuff like that. That's going to weigh a good amount. So if we don't have the ability to keep all that afloat, then, you know, really what good is it? So I can definitely appreciate that. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like going into the jet ski, and also what it looks like sitting on the side of the jet ski. Perhaps not the most graceful, but when your trunk compartment isn't full of stuff and you're in the water or something like that, or up on the dock, definitely even a little easier, so can't blame that. Straps here, straps here, definitely fits right in the back, not too bad. And then you come over here, and like I said, we'll sometimes, obviously they'll be wrapped up in stuff nice and neat, but we'll have our floats over there, and then we'll keep our cooler on this side and just kind of let it sit in the footwell and just bungee it to the other side just so that they kind of hang out together. But it doesn't fit as well in the footwell as our other one, which used to be more of open down at the bottom and closed more like a triangle shape. But it sits in there. So that's the deal. RTIC, SK Lifestyle. Yeah. Now this doesn't sit in the footwell as well as our other bag did, but it will certainly work. And with all these abilities to clip on and so forth, it won't be any problem to link it up right there, or even to put it right on the back and strap it to the tow hook and to the grab bars and all that sort of thing. So I like the design of it. I think overall it's constructed pretty well. Of course, I'll do a follow-up and maybe, like, you know, at the beginning of next season or something, just to recap what my long-term thoughts are on owning this product. I will show you the float test. Test.
It's closed, right? So the water doesn't get in? No.
This is real world. We just do shit. And it worked. SK Lifestyle. So yes, it really does float. So with all that said, I appreciate you guys watching SK Lifestyle. Leave your questions and comments down below. Are you guys in the market for an RTIC cooler, a Yeti? Do you already have something that is like your go-to for a cooler situation? Let me know. Definitely interested to hear what you guys are doing out there. And you girls, there's a lot of people watching my channel, and I appreciate all the support. And I do have a couple other things from RTIC, like you saw on the thumbnail. So we got some containers to kind of keep like our sandwiches and stuff when we're out there, you know, separate and watertight. And got a couple bottles. I can't find the other one right now, but I probably will do reviews on those. And be sure to subscribe, because like I said, I'm going to do that cooler challenge with the ice. So we'll get temperatures. I'll give data on how long it's been out there, how hot it is outside. I'll do surface temperature of the cooler. Everything. It'll be pretty cool, and it'll definitely give you a real world idea of how well this thing can hold up in some of the worst conditions. So thank you for watching. Leave those comments, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. SK Lifestyle.